That's why you alone, bro. That's why the truth is they don't make niggas like you no more, bro. They don't make solid, thorough, stand-up guys like you no more, bro. That's why you alone, bro. That's why they don't help you out, man. You the competition. They know if they give you any type of little boost, you gonna soar past it, bro. You gonna soar past it. You a real one, man. And that scares people. That scares the fake. The fake don't know what to do with the real, bro. It makes them shake. It makes them quiver. Because it reminds them of how fake they is. The way you shine always reminds them of how dim they're like. Just gonna listen. You gotta keep on shining. You gotta keep on pushing. You gotta keep on grinding, bro. Because that's the shit that inspires motherfuckers. You gonna run into the people that fuck with you. You gonna run into your community, your followers, your people, bro. Don't worry about the people in your city, bro. Fuck them. They was never real anyway. That's why they don't support you. They don't support you because they see you winning. They don't want you to win, bro. But there's strangers out here that want to see you win. They want to see you come up. Look at the followers you got. Look at the comments you got. Look at the random people that you can take 2 seconds to hit that play button. Take an extra 0.2 seconds to hit that subscribe. Support Exotic Lifestyle. Let's get it. Why the Cassie video is so important as evidence in the trial day 2 with Lauren LaRosa in the Breakfast Club. Let's go. Let me put her face on the screen though, cause y'all know she pretty though. Let's go. Let's get that video going. I appreciate the kind words to my bro. Let's go. Exotic Lifestyle Show. Hey, we going up though. I appreciate the love though, to everybody. Even the ones in Nigeria, my top city, Nashville, let's get it. Cashville, we coming for our respect, let's get it. Yes, sir. Let's go with that video.
I was telling y'all earlier in the show that after being in court yesterday for the opening statements and the first couple witness testimonies, I think that Diddy could potentially get off. His legal team is really like that. Now here's why. Number one, they were so good about changing the narrative around this Cassie video. Number two, they painted a good picture of Diddy being the aggressor, but an aggressor in an already aggressive situation. When it came to like the victim that is saying that he put his hands on her. So let's talk about the CNN video, the Cassie beating video. So they called a witness to the stand. This guy was one of the heads of security. So he was like second in command in security at the Intercontinental Hotel back in March of 2016.
So there was only 2 witnesses yesterday. The one we talked about earlier, which was the male escort, is the second. Okay.
Yeah, so actually the LAPD officer, security guard, was actually the first witness, but we talked about him out of order. But yes, only 2. So this guy was working at the Intercontinental Hotel. He's a security guy who actually responded when Cassie got on the phone in the lobby outside of the elevators and called for help.
The hallway, yep.
The hallway, right? So
he
said he got on the stand and the prosecutor
make comments if you've seen that video.
The other side. So they're like asking him to run down what happened. So he said he got a report of a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He said he came up, and before he came up, he hadn't seen any of the footage, so he didn't know that it was like physically violent before that. But he said he came up and he was talking to Cassie and Diddy because they were going back and forth, and he's like, yo, y'all got to take this into your room. Y'all can't be out here doing all this. So he said as he was trying to get them back in the room, Cassie kept saying, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to leave. And allegedly, Diddy was like, no, she's not going anywhere. So he said he had to step in. This is what he's telling prosecutors. He had to step in and be like, well, if she wants to leave, we're going to allow her to get her things and leave, and I'll walk y'all to the room to do it. So he says he walks them to the room, and to the room, he's able to see inside, and there's a man in dark clothing sitting on the bed, which is important, right? And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because Cassie is alleging that the video that we saw was her trying to get away from one of those freak off situations that she did not want to be a part of, and because she didn't want to be a part of, everything we saw in that video was what happened. Now Diddy's team is saying,
so that's why the video matters to the court.
Diddy's team is saying because freak-offs weren't a thing. You guys were consensually engaging in sexual acts, but that's not even what happened here. Diddy's team pointed out the fact that when he comes back out, like after he like throws the vase and he walks away, he has a lit up phone in his hand. He grabs the phone out of her hand. They were arguing over allegedly something that she saw in the phone, that this is just a very tumultuous, like jealous relationship, right? So this guy, he's important. This witness is important because he's going to help you determine which side of that you believe. So he's running down what he saw. He says he saw this guy in the room when he's talking to the prosecutors. He's also saying that, like, you know, after Cassie left, there was like this 7-foot man that, like, basically like a big man that came and picked Cassie up. And obviously she knew the man, but it was kind of uncomfortable going back to the whole, you know, Diddy's team was helping him orchestrate all this stuff. He says he went back upstairs to talk to Puff and explain to him the rules of the hotel and that he had to pay for some things. And Diddy had this like devilish stare on his face when he came out of the elevator at one point, and that Diddy allegedly offered him money. So the man is saying that Diddy offered him money because he didn't want any of this to come out, because for her and for him. But then they cross-examine him. So now Brian Steele gets up there for Diddy.
Top dog law.
No, let me tell you, we reported about Brian Steele a lot in here, but I have never seen, and he did it so effortlessly. I've never seen nothing like this. So he gets up there and he's like, okay, so you're now an LAPD officer, because they leaned a lot on that, because they want you to look at this man as like he has integrity.
And he's currently an LAPD
LAPD officer after he left being security at that hotel, right? So he has all this morals and integrity because he's an officer. He understands taking oath and telling the truth. So Brian Steele was like, okay, well, you told us that when you do your incident reports, you got to report the W's, where, what, why, who, like all the details. So he goes into the incident report and he says to him, he says, the incident reports are important, right? Because when we're recounting these things, we're relying on your report. So everything in your report is valid because y'all depend on that. He's like, yeah. So he instantly starts getting him. He's like, okay, so you mentioned something about Cassie having a purple eye when you got off of the elevator. Why wasn't that in your incident report? The man said, well, I didn't think that was significant to put in. Brian Steele said, so you thought it was significant today, but it wasn't significant 9 years ago? So then he says, you said that you saw a man inside of their hotel room. Why wasn't that in your incident report? Did you ask the man his name? Did you talk to him? And he was like, no, because the man didn't really say anything. So then Brian Steele was like, well, you also mentioned that you offered to call the police, but Cassie told you not to. Why didn't you put that in your incident report? And he was like, because I didn't think it was important to, like, you know what I mean? She said, don't call the cops.
The obvious answer to all of that is because he was trying to cover up for Diddy.
So no. Like, listen, I'm about to keep going. Listen. So he's like, no, because I didn't think that was important, blah, blah. So he's like, so when you say that you saw this man inside of the hotel room, right? Can you talk to us about like how the hotel room was set up? Because the point he was trying to get to, but they backed up off of it, was Diddy would have been in a presidential suite or a larger hotel room where if you're standing in the doorway, you're not seeing someone sitting on a bed. You're not seeing a person, and you didn't put that in your report. So he's like, that makes no sense whatsoever. And then the prosecution had already played the video in full, and then they played these videos he recorded on his phone. And they asked him, well, why would you record videos on your phone?
That part.
And he's like, because if I had told my wife that this just happened, because I knew who Puff was, but I didn't know who Cassie was, she wouldn't have believed me. That blows, even if he was just trying to cover up for Diddy, that now makes him look like you were so fanned out at this point. We can't trust either side. We can't trust you in defense of Diddy.
He sent the video to his wife?
He sent the 2 videos to his wife, and in the video you hear him laughing like, look how shiny my shoes are. Like, he's not taking it serious at all. So then he's like, people were coming up to me afterward that worked for the hotel asking me about this video, and I'm telling them, like, he's super excited, telling everybody about it, telling everybody what happened. But now, today, you only are saying that you remember certain things that go against Puff while you're on the stand, but you didn't say those things back then.
Because he was covering up for Puff back then, but maybe he got a conscience now, is all I'm saying.
But did he get paid by Diddy? Did he take money?
He said he didn't take the money. He said that Diddy offered him a ton of money, and to that, Brian Steele... Yeah, he said he came out with a huge stack of money, and he didn't offer it. To that, Brian Steele said, well, you were basically... Because he kept saying, I kept telling Diddy how much he had to... Not how much he had to pay, but the fact that you had to pay for all the stuff that you messed up. And if Diddy's already saying to you, I don't want this to get out anywhere, he's like, so of course when you came back up to him, he had the money ready or whatever, because you're saying he had all this cash. Like, he had it ready because he just wanted to take care of it and move on.
You know what's interesting? There's nothing they can do or say that is going to minimize what people saw in that.
Period.
I know that they're trying to keep a different narrative, but if you've seen that video, you're not going to.
Period.
Yeah, no, you're not
Period.
He's a violent person, but what they're saying is the video didn't happen because of a bad freak off. They're saying the video happened because of a bad argument.
It don't matter why it's happening. I just don't think.
Well, they gotta prove it.
I don't think that the jurors are going to be able to separate that video from their mind.
They can't. They're gonna have to.
No. I think it'll still be there, but I think
to.
one thing that, because I thought it was weak in the beginning, but when I saw Brian Steele and the way he operated, I said, oh, I understand it. Because think about Brian Steele and everything he just did. He basically made that witness so uncredible, right? Regardless of how you look at him. And then sitting next to that, you have the prosecutor, you have the defense attorney opening up and saying he is, if he was being charged with domestic violence today, he would be guilty. They owned up to all of it. So it's like, what you gonna do?
I understand what you're saying. So when Cassie takes that stand,
I think that might happen today.
She was young back then, super young. When she takes that stand and she talks, and you look at her in contrast to the money, the power, the age of Diddy, and they're on her, and she's basically saying, I didn't want to do any of these things. It was out of my control. I was getting drugged up, alcohol, getting beat on, blah, blah, blah. All of that's going to go out.
But they're going to have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, one of the, yes.
If they're going to have to prove all that without a little bit of doubt that she enjoyed it or she liked it, it's going to be difficult.
That's my whole thing is everything you're saying, I agree with. Yeah, they do have videos, but they also,
him forcing her.
They have video. They said that they have audios, and they said they have a lot more. So again, this was just the first day. But I will say, y'all talking about that shadow of doubt. His team was just really good at opening up that, hey, y'all got to do a little bit more to prove this.
Second day, man. Second day.
Man,
first day was jury
hallway,
selection.
Grabbing her, trying to drag her ass back is definitely.
Because they brought that back up. They replayed that part of the video twice.
But what they're saying is they're proving that there was an argument based off a phone. That was a domestic case that they're saying that he's guilty of.
Got an eyewitness named Cassie that's gonna say otherwise.
And now listen, I heard that, so I wouldn't be for sure. Cassie's getting on stand this week, but I heard that it will possibly be today because we were trying to figure out how pregnant she is. I'm hearing she's due like first week of June. So
damn.
Yeah, so
right around the corner.
There's gonna be some crazy optics. A pregnant woman on stand crying, talking about abuse that she used to endure. And you're gonna look like a real asshole if you a defense pressing her.
But they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. But also you got all these other witnesses saying things are different. So it's gonna be a bunch of witnesses, and it's how they close this out.
This is just day one, y'all. This is just me walking away day one. A lot of people I talked to yesterday walked away feeling like, oh wait, hold on, what? He's a messed up person, but like, did he do everything?
So if it's day one, who do you give the score to?
Diddy's team took
Diddy's
day one.
How was he looking real quick? Did
he looked a lot better. He had his haircut and stuff. He's still really gray. He was in all gray and white, but he looks better. His hair was cut.
And then just a question. The first witness that you was talking about, the guy who urinated, was he cute?
Oh my goodness.
No, it was given like he could have been Charlamagne Cousin.
All right.
Get out of here.
That's the latest with Lauren.
Why you say something like that?
Lauren, get up out of here. You gotta go to court now because you're going to court.
Yes.
All right. When we come back, we got the People's Choice mix. It's the Breakfast Club.
Wake that up. Breakfast Club. If y'all want to see the full video.
What's up? Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
We will be coming back with one shortly. Let's get it. And as y'all know, I gotta get on the big screen, yo, and salute the troops, bro. Exotic Lifestyles, like, share, subscribe, comment, and support. You can take 2 seconds to hit that play button, take an extra 2 seconds to hit that subscribe, and support Exotic Lifestyles. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. If y'all don't know the new format on the Exotic Lifestyle Show, we gonna vibe in and we gonna vibe out with the Exotic Lifestyle track. Let's go. AK3 and the team is on the scene with these beats and these mean lyrics. 615, you mean, what up, DC? Hey, let's get it, G. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. ATL, stand up. Nashville, stand up. Cash Country, Columbia, stand up. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Support the video. Let's go. We finna vibe out. But let's see what we got for y'all, though. Let's see. We got so much through the catalog. Let me see what we gonna vibe out with today. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and support. Y'all already know what's coming up on the next screen. The hashtag on Facebook and YouTube for the Exotic Lifestyle team. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, share, subscribe. Free Mac Money Mister. Hashtag free Mister is Hoffa Gang Exotic Lifestyles. We out.